Start, bitch.
I'm letting it go a little bit. It always cuts it out. Okay, are you ready?
Sure.
Hi, Bryce. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello, darlings, and welcome to another Tags Live, the live edition of TAGSPodcast. I'm your host for the evening, Kodi, Maurice, Doggette, filling in for Steve V. We miss him so much, and I'm alongside my boo and my much older sister, Miss Teddy Alexis. Hi, Teddy. How you
Hi.
doing? How you doing, Sophia?
Hi, baby. Older. I am not older, you fucking bitch. We're barely the same age. Let's clarify.
It's who, Methuselah?
Shall we tell them that we have a big announcement today at the end of the show?
We're going to tell them about our big opening coming
big
soon?
Announcement.
Oh, okay.
Big announcement.
What is our big announcement?
Tease. No, we'll do it at the end. The end.
Okay. Let's do it at the end. All right. Well, are you lubed up and ready to go? Because I'm coming in hot today.
I'm prepped. I'm ready to go. Cleaned out.
All right, baby.
I'm good.
Let's go. Let's get into the topics for this evening, darling. All right, we're going to start out with our fave, the person that we always start out with, our most famous drag queen ever, Miss Katara, aka George Santos. All right, just to start off this topic and to catch everybody up, George Santos has been expelled from Congress, as I'm sure everybody knows, and is apparently on the celebrity video message platform Cameo. First things first, Teddy, are you going to get a cameo from Lady Katara?
I am very tempted to.
Oh my God! I was expecting you to say no.
No, I am actually. This is actually okay. Let's be serious about this. This is the first time that he's actually working for his money. This is honest work, Cameo. I know he's gonna have to pay taxes, boo boo. I'm very happy for him about this.
Oh wow! Yeah,
we should get one and like have him promote TAGSPodcast. Hello, who's with me? Emailed us. Thank you. You're welcome.
Email Teddy Alexis. Okay. Do not email me about George Santos. I am not getting one of these cameos. Do not want to see his face ever again on my screen. I am done with him. So no, definitely not doing this. Well, just because I'm not buying one doesn't mean that Lady Santos isn't booked and busy. Senator John Fetterman from Pennsylvania commissioned George Santos to unwittingly make a video on Cameo telling Senator Bob Menendez from New Jersey, whom Fetterman has called out to resign over charges he acted as a foreign agent in Egypt. This is very convoluted, okay?
Sure.
Basically, Fetterman called George Santos on Cameo and got him a real one, but like a jab basically for Bob Menendez. For Bob Menendez to stay strong in this time. Fetterman tweeted, "I thought my ethically challenged colleague, Bob Menendez from New Jersey, could use some encouragement given his substantial legal problems. So I approached a seasoned expert on the matter to give Bobby from Jersey some advice." In the video, Santos, the New York Republican who just last week became the 6th lawmaker to be expelled from Congress after damning ethics report, says, "Hey, Bobby, I don't think I need to tell you, but these people that want to make you get in trouble and want to kick you out and make you run away, you make them put up or shut up." And Santos goes on to say, "You stand your ground, sir, and don't get bogged down by all the haters out there. Stay strong and Merry Christmas." All right, Teddy. So what do you think of Senator Bob Fetterman getting this cameo as, I guess, a joke or for...
I mean... This is ridiculous. Well, first of all, Bob Menendez is going down as well. So let's not call the kettle black or whatever the phrase of that is. But I think it's just petty. Like you're all are supposed to be, the leaders of our country. So we can do that because we're into like content and I write comedy. So those are beats that I do, but I am not creating laws and ruling people's lives. But these people are so petty and so unprofessional that are doing this. So they're all going down, but Menendez going down, and Featherman is just petty and gross. So the thing about George Santos that I think that is incredible is that now he is going to be part of our history
I
because
know.
what happened is so unprecedented. Yeah, the people that have been expelled obviously have been people that try to overthrow our government and things like
Mhm.
that, or have been persecuted and found guilty. This dude, his stuff was so dirty that just by the mayor of representative making that investigation, they said this is so damning that we need to get rid of him. And just the fact
Wow.
that our divided chamber was able to get like a majority like that to get him kicked out is unprecedented. So
I mean,
that's
he's done
legacy
so
now.
much to not I'm sure he doesn't have very many fans in Congress right now, or but I think that that is why they were able
Oh,
to get so
George?
many people. George Santos, yes.
Oh no,
I
no.
mean, and Bobby Boy too. So I mean, I know he's from New Jersey, but and that's where I'm from. But I
Sure,
don't stand up for everybody from New Jersey unless you're Bon Jovi. So I don't know.
sure, sure.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. I think that Congress at this point is aiming to get a Bravo show with how petty and crazy they are acting right now. And part of me is super in love with the whole thing, but part of me is like, don't y'all have some work to do? Like,
Yeah. We're
while
like
you're on
in three
Twitter,
wars that we like the gas is crazy, like the eggs are like $8 and y'all are talking about cameos and shit. Stop.
I know, right? I live. Trust me. I live for the petty. I'm a petty bitch who loves
Uh-huh.
drama. So
Sure.
part of me is very invested as far as Fetterman is concerned, but the other part of me is like my rights are being threatened every single day. So
Yeah, girl
I need
bye.
for you to do something in order to make sure that I am can live in this country peacefully and effectively. So I really honestly blame Donald Trump because he's the reality star that got voted to the presidency.
Look at
So,
you how
I
you
don't
put
know.
all that together.
You know what, girl? I know how to spin a story.
Sure, sure. Okay, Katara, sashay away again, please.
Sashay away. Kick this bitch off Cameo
Oh,
too.
man, many times that we said that. Oh my god.
Oh man. All right, moving right along. This year's Independent Spirit Award nominees were just announced. And queer films are everywhere to be found, including several queer actors and directors leading in major categories. One of the most exciting nominations comes in the Best Lead Performance category, where Tracy Lissette is nominated for playing the role in Monica. Lissette is getting strong Oscar buzz for the role in which she plays a trans woman reconnecting with her family when her mother gets sick. The queer film with the most nominations is Ira Sachs's Passages, which scored nomination for the Best Picture, Best Feature, and Best Director categories, as well as nominations for both Franz Rogowski for Best Lead and Ben Whishaw for Best Supporting Performance. Man, I'm
Sure.
those names. Oh man, I would have had a tough
Mhm.
time. I'm glad I read this beforehand. Anyway, two other queer films got three nominations: All of Us Strangers, A Haunting Gay Romance. It got three, and Theater Camp, the musical mockumentary, also scored three nominations.
Mhm.
Teddy, have you seen any of these films, and what do you think about the new age of queer cinema?
No, because whenever we're talking about awards, they're still in festivals, so it's very hard to watch
Okay.
these things. But I'm really excited, and this is the first time I think in the 30 plus years that I've been watching the Oscars that there's so many queer people with queer performances that are getting the buzz. Just to clarify, that doesn't mean that they're gonna get nominated because the race is really, really puts people in privilege on the top because you need a
Mm.
lot of money to do these campaigns. But just the fact that they're getting buzz is good because that means that their careers are getting momentum. So I'm excited about all of these. I mean, some of these filmmakers, like the filmmaker of Monica, her first film was a iPhone film that got so much movement, was Tangerine. So all of that stuff is
Oh, I
makes my
saw that.
yeah.
Tangerine. It's
So
good.
yeah, so that was done on an iPhone, by the way.
Really?
That was
Well,
like very
shoot me
groundbreaking.
a film on iPhone. Shoot.
We could. I know how to do it.
Let's do
Um,
it.
but yeah, it just warms my heart, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that there's always been queer cinema, and I think that we, growing up, especially, I feel that I have been represented in the cinema scape. But I feel like the recognition that we're garnering right now is so validating for us, as not only as because you and I are uh, uh, actors and musicians, entertainers is the word that I was looking for,
I thought you
but
were going
also
about an age reference over there. A pause. A
of
long
a certain
pause.
age,
A
because we're
long
of a
pause.
certain age. Plug to our new podcast out there. Go ahead and give Of a Certain Age a listen. Yeah, but I think that it's really great and that we have a lot to look forward to in the future. It's very validating for us. What is your favorite ever queer film that you've ever
Ooh,
watched? I
that's a
know I'm
good
shocking and
question.
surprising you with questions, darling.
Yeah, not on the script.
You're welcome,
That's a good
bitch.
question. I like a lot of Pedro Almodovar movies.
Mm.
La Mala Educación, Bad Education is one of my favorite movies. Very queer centric. I like campy stuff. There was this series back in the 90s called Eating Out series that were like so bad but so
Ooh,
good.
so bad but so
I know.
good.
Like Tiffany.
I could watch it over
she
and
was
over
always like,
again.
I'm the sluttier version of Tara Reid. Oh my God, come on. That's good writing right there. Yeah, there's a ton of things. I think I like anything queer because we were being so thirsty for it for such
Yeah,
a long time. I was looking at a documentary about Queers Are Folk, but the original one in
yeah.
Showtime, which was the first remake,
Mhm.
and they were talking about how everybody that auditioned for, then they will send an NA back, meaning that even though they auditioned because their agent sent them, they will say that they were not available to do
Mhm.
the show because it was a queer show. So basically, the few people that were like, "I don't have an agent, I'm queer, cast me," were the people that got it. Not in the
Wow.
times that we're right now. So, and that was just like 20
10
years,
years ago. Oh, 15 maybe.
like 2002, something like that. Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, my favorite was probably, besides The Color Purple, which is a queer movie, but it's like a subtle queer movie.
well, they
Um,
they kind of like straight washed it.
they totally did, but I hear
Yeah.
the new one that's coming out is gonna be,
I heard that too. I'm so
they
excited.
say it's gonna be very lesbianic, and I am
Mhm,
here for it.
mhm.
Yeah, I like. Oh, have you seen B-Boy Blues that's out right now on BET Plus? So good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do that one. I actually auditioned for B-Boy Blues back
Oh,
when I
look at her
was in
auditioning.
2007. I know, girl. When I first moved to New York, they were like, "We're adapting B-Boy Blues," and I said, "Okay, I'll audition." But I guess I was not what they were looking for, girl. Bryce in the comments has some
Mhm,
good suggestions as well. Brother to Brother is his favorite gay movie.
mhm.
Also, he says he remembers Eating Out and Boy Culture, which is a really, really good movie too. So,
What is
yeah,
boy culture? That
Boy
sounds so familiar.
Culture is with um what's the name? What's the guy from Noah's Ark? What's his name? The lead guy? No, that played Noah.
Oh, Daryl
Daryl
Stephen.
Stevens. Yes, yes, he's in that.
I see
So,
him at the gym all the time.
oh yeah?
Yeah, he goes like right here.
Slip him my number.
Good
Okay.
looking. He's tiny though, but he's very good looking.
That's okay. I throw him around. Anyway, so
He's kind of your size.
all right. So moving right along, Grammy Award winner Billie Eilish has just confirmed that she in an interview that she did with Variety that she is actually attracted to women. And during the interview, she said that she's attracted to women. And when she was asked by Variety on the red carpet, she said that she didn't realize that people didn't know that she wasn't attracted to women. She thought it was incredibly obvious. So she was surprised by why people didn't know. What do you think of Billie Eilish kind of subtly coming out and not really being taken aback by the whole coming out process?
I was so shocked.
Really?
Like I couldn't stop. I just started eating and eating for like 10 hours back to back. I was so shocked.
Wait, do
It-
you like Billie Eilish?
no, I'm kidding. Like this is not is this a shock. Like
I mean, fool, you are a good actor for real.
I am a trained actor, bitch. No, it's just this is the thing. The kids are not into this anymore. The kids are not into coming out or anything like that. So they just live their lives and they're kind of like always in the spectrum. Most of my kids are not even this or that. They're just kind of like existing as people. So I'm not surprised that the older people didn't know and the most of the younger people don't care. So yeah, it wasn't. It's just it's not the time to be like I'm gay on the People magazine cover. It's not that. Just that's so
Yeah.
1992.
She's not Ellen. So, no, I totally agree with you. I think that most younger people that I talk to now, it's not a thing for them whether or not somebody is gay or bisexual or straight or what have you. They're very open to gender fluidity, which I
Yeah.
think is really great. And I think it's very telling for the future. I hope that it continues to progress. And as we learn more about gender and sexuality, we understand that it is not something that's on the binary. So yeah, so I'm totally excited for them because I don't know how they self-identify. So I can't wait for her. I'm sorry, I can't wait for them to let us in a little bit more. I really
If
like
they want to, if they want to,
exactly. Have you heard
you
that
know.
new song from the Barbie soundtrack? What
Oh,
was
the
it?
one that is clearly gonna get nominated for an Oscar. Yeah.
It's so good. It makes me cry every single time. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But something that is not really good for the for the future as far as
Mhm.
this whole topic is concerned is that Billie Eilish has actually lost 100,000 followers since they came out. What do you think about and why do you think the reason for them losing 100,000 followers is?
Oh, homophobia. I mean, people
Done and done.
and no people like for example, when we talk about cross dressing and drag and whatever you want to call it, people are okay with that as long as it's not a gay man or a queer person behind it.
Mhm.
If because that for them is what's not okay because Robin Williams can play women's all day and we deem him as the most clever man. I dress as a woman for a performance, and I'm not talking about transitioning or anything like that, then I'm the most horrible person in the world, right? So I'm not. It's not appropriate for me to be watched by children. It's not appropriate for me for anything like that.
Yeah.
It's clearly what people have problem with. It's the sexuality, which is clearly homophobic, and the fact that one of the most talented young persons that we have right now is losing these many followers over nothing because they didn't even intend it to come out. They were just
Yeah.
asked, and because they're living in their truth, right? So why do I have to lie for you to buy my shit?
You shouldn't have to lie. And I do
And
think that it's turning, the tide is turning, but there's still a small portion of people that are holding on to the old ways. And it's really unfortunate, if you ask me, because I think that we as a society, we take 2 steps forwards and 1 step back. So I don't understand it. But
but let me push back on then a little bit on what you said. Is
okay.
100,000 a small amount of people?
I think 100,000 is a small amount of people, especially I think that her
Okay.
follower number is in the millions. Let me look it up really quick.
Well,
Um,
100,000 is 10% of 1 million.
exactly. Billie Eilish has 110 million followers.
Oh, so then that was 1%.
Yeah, it's literally
Are
1%.
you impressed
So,
with that quick math that I just did right there?
bro, I couldn't do it. I was like,
Did you just
carry
call me bro?
2 plus no, I said girl. I said
Oh, I
girl.
thought you called me
But
bro. I like got
I might
hard
call
for a
you bro
second.
later. Don't worry, it's coming. I do
Oh
say
yeah,
it.
we have an
So
announcement coming, so please hold your wigs. Hold your wigs.
I did take a shot of Jameson before the show, so
Oh, oh, I thought that was
I
off
am
camera, boo boo.
I am Butch. I am Butch, okay?
So mask. So mask.
All right. Moving right along. Madonna was performing in Amsterdam as part of her celebration tour on Friday when she commemorated World AIDS Day with a very powerful speech. She says, "Today is World AIDS Day. Do you know that? Is that important to everybody?" She addresses the crowd. "Maybe it seems like it is so far away that it doesn't mean anything, that it's just another day, another holiday, but let me explain something to you. There is no cure for AIDS. People still die of AIDS. Did you know that?" She then began to recount her personal experiences with the early days of the virus and how many friends of hers passed away without any reason as to why and how how they called the HIV the gay cancer. All in all, it was a very touching and enlightening statement made by one of our queens of pop. You like how I put in there one of our queens because I mean she's
Good.
totally a queen.
In trouble. Let's not get in trouble because people have all many opinions about that.
Yeah, but what do you think of Madonna and her statement about the epidemic and her highlighting World AIDS Day, Teddy?
I loved it. If you follow me on Twitter, I retweeted it. If you want to watch it there, the it was very powerful, and you know, she's taking a gamble because she stopped the show for 5 minutes, and you as a
Ooh.
performer, you know that the live show is about momentum, right? And once you lose momentum, you have to build it right up, and that's a really hard task for a performer. But she took the time, and I thought it was very eloquent how she did it. The way that she highlighted her personal experiences with her best friend Martin was incredible, and also she's educating, right? Because people that are in their 50s, 60s, and even people maybe in their late 40s, they really did experiences, but people younger than that, they only know it from
No
like
concept.
they don't have any context on how severe that pandemic was and it still is, and how we really lost generations of creators and just people that we missed out in so much because our communities are all about generational knowledge, right? The chosen family, the older person that you relate to through the community. We lost, right? The people, us that are in our 40s, like we don't have that daddy that helps us and all these things because he probably died and things like that. So I liked how she said it, and she was being very serious. She's like, "Are you listening to me? We are lucky to be here," and I
Oh.
echo her words.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that Queen Madonna, Mother Madonna, shows
She
once
is our
again
mother.
she is our mother, Mother Madonna, honey. Okay, has
Yeah.
shown once again how she is an ally for this community and how she has not only talked the talk, she's walked the walk, baby. She is out there. I feel like she was on the front lines as far as this was concerned, and that she knows firsthand how scary and how frightening the AIDS epidemic was in its inception. And she's trying to make sure that other people know about that struggle as well. So you hit it right on the head. the education that she provided people with and the experience that she provided people with it's really priceless. I think that she is such an amazing person. So I really want to go see the. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I have something else. And the
Go
thing
ahead.
is, to put a little bit of more context, let's actually give it the 5 minutes that she gave it to. So, at that time, something that was happening that we did not witness in our pandemic, the COVID pandemic, was that the government was ignoring it, right?
Yeah.
And I just watched the Rob Hudson documentary on HBO Max, where he is struggling with AIDS, right?
Mhm.
And he is bestie with Nancy Reagan. And there's a whole thing where he gets stuck in France
Go
because
through Reagan. Wait, what? I'm sorry.
Mhm. No, listen to this. Listen to this story. He gets stuck
Oh
in
my
France
God. Cut that
with
out,
this
Steve.
chick.
I cannot believe I just said that on.
What do you say?
I said, "Go through Reagan." You know, she's allegedly, like she knows how to. It's alleged that she knows how to suck a mean dick.
Oh,
It's
sure. But she's gross, actually. So this is what she did. Uh, uh, Rob Hobson is writing to her, "Hey, I got stuck in France. Can you please call the embassy for them to let me go? Because I'm really sick and I think I'm dying." And she ignores him. And
wow.
she's one of his best friends. And all of this is happening while they know they're in power that people are dying by this virus that was unknown at the time. So yeah, we're really lucky. We have PrEP, and if you have HIV, you have the meds that are really good right now. So yeah, let's celebrate our lives and the fact that we're really lucky while honoring our ancestors in the LGBT.
Amen. I was going to say that if you didn't say it, honor the people that came before us. So thank you, Madonna, for honoring our
Thank you,
fall.
mother. Thank you, mother.
Thank you, Mother Madonna.
Mhm.
All right, moving right along to Boys Like Boys.
Mm.
And a form, I know, right? Don't they?
Mhm.
Boys like me.
Don't they all?
A formal official selection at, I'm going to mess this up, Kwashiang International is continuing its path towards global domination. Steve
Oops.
really gave me the hardest words to say on this episode.
Fair. Blame it to
Oh,
Steve.
I did. This is all the stories that I'm messing out. I'm messing up are because of Steve. They're all Steve stories, by the way. All right, it's Boys Like Boys is a gay dating series, and it's already available on YouTube and Gaga Ooh La La worldwide. I know, right? Crazy.
Mhm.
And it can also be viewed on WeTV in the Philippines and Thailand. But the rollout doesn't stop there. Boys Like Boys is now headed to Taiwan via Warner Brothers
Wow.
and Discovery's TLC channel. This marks a historic moment for the country as it is the first LGBTQ plus dating reality show to air on a major television network. It's due to hit the small screen in Taiwan in early 2024. And Teddy, what do you think about Boys Like Boys and
Mhm.
Taiwan and reality shows in general?
What do I think about Taiwan?
I know, right?
Well, I hope the people that are watching this are careful, right? Because of their close proximity to China and how, being gay there is really not well seen and can get you in trouble with the government. That's the serious part. The On the other side, this looks really fun. It's a dating show. All the men are really cute, and
Right, they are
yeah,
so.
I think this is how you kind of win hearts, yeah, through love. So I think it's gonna be fun. I hope we get it at some point through Warner Brothers, right? And they put it on HBO. We'll see. It looks like a fun, cute little thing. What do
Oh,
you think?
yeah. Oh, no, I definitely think so. I agree with you that this is the way that we show people that, like, we are not that much different than everybody else. We can have trashy reality shows as well. What is going
Yeah,
on? We've
yeah.
had Finding Prince Charming, gosh darn it. We've had the A-list. So this is one
Uh-huh.
more step into our finding love and letting people know that we have human emotions. If you cut us, we
Mhm.
bleed. please don't cut us.
Please don't.
So I
Seriously.
know, right? I hate the sight of blood. Anywho, yeah, I would actually really like for this to come to the United States because the guys are really hot on this show. I was going through their Instagrams and I was very much intrigued by this. They're definitely my type. So add them to the roster of men that can have my phone number, including Daryl Stevens.
Sure, she's single. You know, we know.
Daryl Stevens is?
No, you are.
Shady. All right. And on the moving right along to the downside of gay relationships and things of that nature, 2/3 of LGBTQ plus Brits avoid holding hands with their partner over safety fears, a new study shows. Research has shown that a clear majority of British LGBTQ plus people have avoided holding hands with their partners in public in the last year out of fear of a negative reaction. The study, conducted by Worldwide in collaboration with Barefoot Wine, come on, Barefoot Wine, surveyed 1,063 LGBTQ plus people in the UK between the 22nd of September and the 9th of October in 2023. It found that just over 3/4 of people, 67%, have avoided holding hands in the past 12 months for fear of a negative response. This finding comes amid rising LGBTQ plus hate crimes across the UK and follows a number of high-profile hate crime incidents. Eddie, what do you think about this study and holding hands with your partner in public?
Well, first of all, Barefoot Wine. Isn't that the wine that is like $8 in the grocery?
I was taking a sip. You can't do that to me. You're trying to choke me.
No, this is sad, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really.
Wait. What's that? That Barefoot Wine?
No. I'm glad they have. I mean, their markup can be that great, but they have money to do studies. I'm gonna buy more Barefoot. I like it. This is a good wine. I like it actually.
You do?
Yeah, Barefoot Wine. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Girl, don't be shady. I can't relate because I don't have a partner. So when I hold hands by myself, I look weird as fuck. But I feel bad for the people that have partners.
Wait a minute. Okay, pause.
Pause.
But what if you went on a date with somebody and you had been on a date a couple times, and would you hold their hand? Or what if you really like a person that you went on a date with? Would you hold their hand in public?
I'm very affectionate, actually. I don't know about holding hands, but I do like the little over the shoulder kind of embrace when you're walking. I'm really tall, so I need something
To lean on?
like to lean on. Usually, that's the most comfortable setup because my hands are just too tall. But I feel sad because that's part of also the visual representation, right? And all this narrative of heteronormative people that always well, we need to take it slow because this is new. Well, it's not new and it's never been. Yeah, and I've said it in this show many times. Since ancient history of the humans, there are LGBT relationships. Some of them were even baked into the rules of society. So whenever you call our lifestyle or our behavior or our just being new, you're full of shit and not a red person. Just so you know. However, I feel for these people because we do need that visual representation, and I like it when I go to a restaurant and there's a gay couple. I feel more comfortable. I feel like I can relax more as opposed to a bunch of straight people. That actually, in the opposite, makes me uncomfortable because I feel like I stick out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can relate to that.
No, I totally do. It's like when you go to me personally, whenever I go to a white space and I'm the only black person, I feel like I stick out a
Can you say the name?
Excuse me?
Can you say the name of the restaurant?
No, no, I'm
Okay.
just saying in general,
Like
and
when you're in
I
Kansas, right?
honestly wait a
The
minute.
Cracker Barrel.
You know what? I wrote a Cracker
Danny,
Barrel joke. I wrote a
Danny,
Cracker Barrel joke
did you?
for last week's episode, so it's so funny that you bring it up right
What is
now.
it?
I don't. I think I deleted it. It was something I forget, but it was funny. But I didn't have time to tell it because we were talking about something. We ended up talking about something else, just like today. That's so funny. I love Cracker Barrel, number one,
Me
and
too. That's why I'm bringing it up.
but I
Biscuits? Are you kidding
digress.
me? I
But I
know. There's one in Lubbock. That's why I used to go all the time.
I digress. I think
Mhm.
that this is something that, like you said, it's really sad. Incredibly unfortunate that that we as LGBTQ plus people uh, cannot show or we have to think twice about showing our affection out in the public space. I just broke up with my boyfriend a couple months ago, and even
Word.
I gonna finish my thought, bitch. Okay. um, I eh, I would be a little bit concerned, even walking down the street in New York City, because you never know what could happen. And in the back of
Mhm.
my mind, I would say, I would think to myself, what if this happened? Because I'm kind of a catastrophizer as well. So I think that this is something that is constantly on our minds, and it is very, very unfortunate. And I cannot wait for the day where I can feel just incredibly comfortable walking outside holding my partner's hand. I think it has to do more with who I am as a person, more so than and being comfortable with myself, more so than what society has to say about it, because there's always going to be somebody that I'm sorry, I'm laughing. There's always going to be somebody that is going to kind of do something to try and bring you down a peg. There will
Mhm.
always be that person that's out there. You just find the positive things in yourself that allow you to feel like you are valid as and your relationship is valid. I laugh because Bryce is in the comments and he says walk with the switchblade, which is clearly a joke, but
Is it?
it just made me giggle a little bit out loud. So thank you for that, Bryce. I was trying to have a real
Mhm. Well, it's
serious
all about also
there.
keeping people safe, right? So the people, we have to think about the spectrum of the people with disadvantage and how even though we might be part of the global majority, we might have more privilege than somebody that is less disadvantaged than us. And by us creating that space that is safe for that person, we also create more safety for the less disadvantaged. And we create a coalition that is more safe. Does that make sense?
It totally does. It totally does. The more that we normalize something, the more safe it is for everyone, basically. So it has to start somewhere. And it started way before me, and we are
Mhm.
continuing on the fight. So,
Amen.
yeah. All right. Thank you, Sophia. Um
I miss Sophia, bitch.
Miss Sophia. Thank you, Miss Sophia.
Miss Silly, you are then.
Your show is ugly. Anyway.
Who is that?
All right. Moving right he's never gonna let us do this again in our
I
lives,
know.
just so you
I know.
know. Moving right along, Tennessee's controversial sex worker law according to the DOJ, discriminates against those with HIV. An investigation conducted by the Department of Justice found the enforcement of a 1990 Tennessee law violates the Americans with Disabilities Act by unfairly discriminating against sex workers living with HIV. The investigation singled out the Memphis area and Shelby County District Attorney's Office for its disproportionately high number of prosecutions under the law, which elevates a misdemeanor prostitution charge to a felony for sex workers found to be living with HIV with lifetime registration on the state sex offender registry in most cases. Tennessee law currently criminalizes prostitution as a misdemeanor, usually punishable by a small fine, but sex workers living with HIV are charged with felony aggravated prostitution, a violent sexual offense, and face fines up to $10,000 and up to 15 years in prison. Those convicted also face lifetime registration as a violent sexual offender under the Sexual Offender and Violent Sexual Offender Registration, Verification and Tracking Act of 2004. Teddy, what do you think about this law? And what do you think about Tennessee in general? I keep asking you about places. I'm like, Taiwan. What do you think about Tennessee?
Like I'm a word traveler. I wish. Trifling.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Because just FYI, HIV is part of, it's considered a disability by law.
Yep.
Right? So what they're doing was to utilize people's statuses to get them in the sex registry and also put them into aggravated charges, and then basically treat them basically like really iron fisting on their charges, right? And it was so systematic that they were able to prove it and had to reverse all of that stuff. And it's not the first time that we see that HIV has been criminalized. We see it in Texas, where people that, because they have HIV positive status, they are considered that as like they're putting people in danger because they have the virus, even if they don't know it.
Mhm.
Even when there's resources when that you're undetectable, you're untransmissible, you could sue too. So, and we've seen that go through because the conservative judges and things like that. So we have to keep an eye ever watchful for those things. So yeah, it's an outrage and it's bullshit. Fuck you, Tennessee.
Not Tennessee, the whole state. Tennessee lawmakers. Fuck those Tennessee lawmakers. I think that this is completely outrageous and outlandish, and I think that, like you said, they're trying to villainize these people and make sure that that HIV is being even more stigmatized if it's possible. It's a strange world for me where somebody could make someone's status and weaponize it against them and make sure that they are punished more severely than somebody that does not have this disease, basically.
And that's how they were able to prove it, because they're comparing people that have the same behavior through the same people and prosecutors. And the only difference between those two people is that one is HIV positive and one isn't. And this person is tenfold more prosecuted than the person that is HIV negative.
15 years in prison? That is just absurd. As
opposed to a misdemeanor that you only do community service.
It's insane to me, and I cannot understand why this has been a law since 1990. Mother Madonna would not have this. She needs. I'm going to call her right now. I'm going to call Bob the drag queen, who is going to call Mother Madonna, and I'm going to get her on the case because this is absolutely unconscionable, and I cannot believe that this is happening in 2023. So this is an antiquated law, and I think that this is something that really needs to be addressed. And I'm glad that this has finally come to light. All right, so moving right along to Mr. Colman Domingo.
Yum, yum, yum.
Daddy Colman Domingo. He gets candid about being a 53-year-old heartthrob. His new movie, Rustin, as well as The Color Purple, which is out on Christmas. I'm going to go see it with my mama. And meeting his husband on Craigslist. So let's talk about first Colman Domingo and Rustin. Have you seen Rustin yet, Teddy?
Yes.
Yeah, what'd you think? It's on my watch list right now.
It's amazing. It's another performance that is tracking for the Oscars and the movies too. They come executive produced by the Obamas because they have this huge Netflix deal. So this comes with a lot of good things for Coleman. So, let's cross our fingers. And it tells the story of this guy that is putting together the
Bayard
movement for
Rustin.
the civil rights, right?
Yep. He worked
And
under MLK.
yes, and he happens to be a gay man, and we're telling the
Yep.
story of the Black movement and the Rainbow movement, which later became, as we're talking about race, not necessarily LGBT thing yet, but all of it's telling the story through his lens, which is really interesting. And the performance is like butter.
Yeah?
And
Ooh.
he doesn't look this hot in this one, but it's
It's
Coleman
like the
still.
60s and
Well, because something that happens before the movie starts is he loses like a couple teeth and like,
Well, don't ruin the movie for me.
well, that's how he looks. It's not part of the plot.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I really can't wait to see this movie. I
It's on
think
Netflix,
that
everybody.
it's on Netflix, and I think it really tells the intersection of being queer and Black, how that really works, and how both movements can learn a lot from one another. And I think that this movie is something that everybody should be watching out there. So thank
Hmm.
you, Colman Domingo. Thank you, whoever. Thank you, Obamas, because I didn't know until today that they
Oh, you
produced
didn't?
this movie. I did not. And thank you,
Yeah.
Baird Rustin, for being you. So yeah.
So,
Now,
and it also doesn't straight wash it because
oh really?
yeah, because I
We
remember.
get to see his booty?
No.
Oh, damn.
So there is a couple sex scenes, but what
Oh,
I'm saying is
yes.
that it's not trying to make the Black community look like they were super embracing of the LGBT community.
Oh, yes.
So they're really telling the truth. So which is important.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. That is important because this is a testament of how well done this movie is. That's what I'm saying.
I love it. I love that. I love that. Now, moving on to the real meat and potatoes of this story,
Let's talk about the real
okay?
stuff. Let's not talk about history anymore.
Now that we've done our news story,
Mhm.
now it's on to the real, okay? Because Domingo may have a lot of people thirsting over him right now,
Mm.
but he is happily married to his husband Raul since 2024. The pair initially locked eyes in a Walgreens in 2005, but didn't actually meet until Raul placed an ad in a misconnections section of
Uh,
Craigslist. Colman Domingo told Natasha Leone that they found each other 18 years ago. They had this beautiful passing, and then Raul wrote a misconnections ad for them. It was before any of these apps and things like that, so it was very innocent. It was just saw you outside of Walgreens in Berkeley, and then Colman Domingo answered, and he remembered that interaction. And
cute.
Teddy,
Hmm.
have you ever placed a misconnection act on Craigslist?
Oh, misconnections.
Girl, you remember that?
I must have. I do have a juicy story about it. So for all of those, let's do a history. This is still a history lesson. Back
Okay.
in the day, there was a personals section on Craigslist, and you could post.
I think it's still there, though. I think
No,
it's still
no,
there.
they
It's not?
no, they deleted it. Hmm.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a
okay. All
whole
right.
thing. Like
Oh,
couple
because
years
of
ago.
Craigslist killer? Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, so you could post there like if you were looking for hookups and things, but also misconnection, which was like, oh, I saw you in this place and you were really cute. If you're into me, blah blah blah. My roommate, when I was getting my doctorate in Texas somewhere, um, he one time somebody random like knocks at the door, and so I opened the door and he's like, are you? I'm gonna change the name. Hey, are you Joseph? And I'm like,
Wait, why you changed it to Joseph, though?
I try to be as generic as possible. Sorry, that's a big
Wait a minute, bitch. Hold up, bitch.
It is not Joe. It is not Joe. And I'm like, no. Are you looking? You must be have the wrong number. What number are you looking for? And he says our room number. And I'm like, no, there's no Joseph here. So I close the door, and then I see my roommate, and he's looking like weird as fuck. And I'm like, were you hooking up on Craigslist? And he's like, "What are you asking that?" I'm like, "Cause somebody's looking for Joseph, and I think it's for you." He's like, "Oh yeah, I thought you were gonna be gone by 8." Yeah, those were the good old times where the hookups were not as easy as just Grinder and GPS and things like that.
Yeah,
Uh,
I placed a misconnection ad maybe twice. I think one was of someone on the train, and then
uh-huh.
the other one was someone in the gym. And I think I
And that's
forgot
how
to
you met
check.
Stevie, right?
Huh?
And that's how you met Stevie.
Exactly. And then the rest is history. And now I'm on
Mhm.
Text Podcast. No.
No,
And then I think I forgot to even check and see if they responded to the ad.
nobody
So
comes to your email back in. At least that's how I remember it.
maybe I didn't check my email.
Mm.
I just know I dropped the ball as far as it's concerned, because I feel like Grinder was just coming into fruition at that point, and I
Sure.
was definitely more distracted by other things.
What are other apps that, like back in the day, were like? What do you think? What do you used to
Back
use?
in the day?
Uh huh.
Oh, let's talk
Hmm.
about back in the day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I used to love Dude's Nude.
What is that?
Yeah, she's good, honey. She used to
Dudes,
be good. I used to
dudes
be
nude?
on my house computer with my mom in the other room.
What, like a live feed or something?
No, it's not a live feed. It's basically like Manhunt. I used to be on Manhunt all day, Adam for Adam. What about you?
So back in the day, there was something called gay.com.
Oh.
And but the most that I use, and this is probably more than 20 years ago, was something called Latin Chat. And
Oh.
it was basically a bunch of rooms, and it had like a maximum of like 20 or 30 people, and it was just a live chat, everybody's talking, but they have sub gay rooms. And then if you would get to the gay rooms, then you could find people that were around you. This is different times. There's no GPS, there's no Grinder. uh so that one I used to use. And you will do like your age and your height in
Uh-huh.
male, female, like things like that. It was very basic. Different
Yeah.
times. The Stone
Have you ever
Age.
have you ever done a chat roulette?
No, what is that? Is that
That
the
is
one with the videos?
yeah, it's video, and basically you are on there and you randomly get people that come
Hmm.
up on your screen, and you either see, if you see that you like them, then you can just clip on to the next one, or you can stay and do what you would like, have a discussion, pray the rosary with them. I don't know. I used to be on there constantly. I used to
It
be.
seems like your room was like a live stream all the time. Hey, nothing has changed.
Is it time for our announcement yet?
Big announcement.
All right, we only have time for one more. We have a time for a Reddit. Which one do you want to do?
The Reddit. Do
Yeah.
you want to do the tops? The
Yes,
bottom?
I do. All right, moving right along to a Reddit thread. So, this one asks the question, why do gay men criticize tops when they bottom for a guy? The writer goes on to say, for some context, I was just on Twitter and I saw Max Connor bottoming with a guy for the first time. Hot, I've seen it. I think it was so hot to see him do something different, considering he has a nice body and ass. However, whilst reading some of the comments, I realized that there was some guy asking, are there any real tops anymore? And I found it annoying. Those
Mm.
guys constantly berate a top for doing something different, as if being versatile doesn't exist. This is not the first time on Twitter seeing this sort of thing, and I find it quite ridiculous that they're being criticized for it. What are your thoughts on this? Would love to know. What do you think, Shetty? Why do you think people
Hmm.
criticize tops when they bottom?
I think that's like an American thing. I think because the US there's so few tops, then people get mad when they. But I think tops should bottom at least for research
Yeah.
because y'all need to know how does it feel to be penetrated.
Don't point that finger at me. I've done it a couple times.
No,
All
no,
right.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And if there's no shame on liking something more than another, and I think we should explore everything. Coming from somebody that it's mostly bottom right now, but have been burst, have been top, have been everything. So, yeah, there's no shame in that. But do recommend for the tops out there, do some research, and I am willing to volunteer.
To top them?
No,
Oh,
they're bottoming for the first times.
I know. So
So
you're
yeah,
gonna top them.
yeah, I
Or
volunteer,
oh, okay. Wonderful.
and
All
then we flick
right.
back right on whatever you want.
Perfect, perfect. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I totally agree. I think that people get really hung up on the gender binary that we were talking about earlier, and I feel like they
Oh, that's a
want
good point.
to fit everything into heteronormative
Exactly.
relationship ideals, and I think that that is why when a top, quote unquote, eh, finally bottoms for the first time, and it's kind of out of the ordinary because Raheem Shabazz has done it too, and it's so hot. So I think that I think it's something that we as gay men probably need to let go of because I feel like personally I would totally bottom, and I think that it's a great thing. And but I mean, you got to let me know 2 weeks in advance, of course, and fill out all the correct paperwork. But that being said,
Yeah,
I'm
I've been
I'm
writing that paperwork, and I always get sent back. I don't know why.
I emailed it to you in PDF form.
Yeah.
Yeah, that being said, I think I've enjoyed it when I bottomed before, but again, it's something that I don't enjoy as much as topping, basically. So yeah, I mean, it's not everything is for everyone, and I think that everybody should at least try or be open to it. I like to think of myself as a very open person. So yeah.
Yeah, I like when people have conversations about it too, right? Because a lot of it is just kept getting unsaid, and then that's where we get into bad spots. That's what I think.
Yeah, I hear you, boo. All right. So Bryce in the comment he says, same
Hmm.
guys berating tops when they bottom are the same guys that are upset when gay men film content with female to male men. I
Oh,
say, let people be people. I totally agree.
amen.
Oh, would you date a trans man?
Yes, I've never dated one, but I have flirted and almost done a couple things with a couple. So
Oh, yeah, it's something
mhm,
I'm very interested in. I
yeah,
would I was definitely I was like, "Uh-huh." I asked somebody else that question too, and I've thought about it a couple of times, and I was like, "Yeah, I definitely would."
yeah.
So, I'll put that on the list too. I got a whole list of people to call me.
Hit us up.
Hit us up. Alright, moving right along, I just put the link
I
for
was about
the
to.
thirst trap. I beat you
Woo,
to it, bitch.
good.
That means you can go first. Thirst trap today, we have the thirst trap king or the recap round
Mhm.
2 for their end of the year, basically 2023. Who is the thirst trap queen? Uh,
And
who is your boat going to tonight, Teddy?
Andy Rodriguez,
Where are they?
Brazilian. I like
Because the
Andy
way
because
you said it, I was like, "Ooh."
he just towers everyone else. Um, he's Brazilian. He's very good looking and a very passionate top. I follow him for a while, and I don't think think I can take his penis, to be honest, but it's one of those things that you can fantasize about. You know what I mean? It's just
Where are
like
they? I don't see them.
Andy is. Let me see where Andy is. Oh, in like right above Trevor Harris and below Colin Marp.
Are we looking at the same one?
Yeah, the one you
The-
said.
Oh.
He's
Oh.
like Twitter-like.
Oh.
Twitter-like. The
Yeah.
light is yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. All the way. Yeah.
Sometimes one gets
Oh,
hungry, let's
wow.
just say that, and orders a large meal.
The lighting. Yeah.
Do I want Biggie size? Do I want
Is,
Biggie size?
is
Yes,
there
I do.
drool on my mouth? Oh my gosh, I almost picked him, just so you know. So,
Really?
but yeah, I
Mm.
almost picked him, and then I was like, well, I
Can I
have to go.
predict which one you're gonna pick?
Can you tell who do you think I'm gonna pick?
I think you're gonna pick Thyle Knox.
No,
Oh,
I picked Josh Moore. Have you seen that picture?
let me see.
He is in front of a black metal wall, and he is completely naked. He has a shit-eating grin on his face, a huge uncut cock, and he is
Mm.
covered in cum. And I think that it is just the most stellar picture ever. He is.
See, I didn't see that for you, but you know what? You always surprise me. You're always full of surprises. You're always full of surprises.
I just cannot dislike that picture, and every time it's there, it is the pinnacle of. It always gets me going. So yeah, he did it for me on this one. So thank
Okay,
you.
okay.
All right, that is our show for this evening. Thank you so much, Teddy Alexis. Tell the people how they can follow you.
They can follow me at Teddy Alexis in all social media. Also, if you're in LA, I have a show coming up in 2 weekends. It's free tickets, so hit me up. I'll hit you up with some free tickets and free parking too in downtown.
Free parking. Okay.
Yeah, it's a good deal.
Yeah.
I pay for everything.
Cute. I
I'm
love
that kind of
it.
daddy, boo boos.
All right, you can follow me at KMD Coaching, which is my life coaching page, or you can follow me for Thirst Traps at Mr. Maurice. Follow Steve V at I am Steve V on Instagram, and you can follow the show on Twitter at TAGSPodcast. Teddy, thank you so much for being my Girl Friday today, my partner in crime. I really, really am so proud and pleased to be with you tonight. So thank you so much.
I love you, boo.
I love you back. And in the meantime, continue having
Hot, gay,
gay
sad.
sex.
Ow! Yes, bitch. Bye.